In the beginning, I could not get reviewed, I could not join contests, and if they did allow me to enter a contest, I would get very unappreciative notes back from the judges that they had to read this type of romance. My name is Laura Baumbach. I am attending the Limestone Expo as both a publisher and an author. I write male-male erotic romance. I have for 17 years, and I am also the owner and publisher of MLR Press, which actually stands for Man Love Romance Press. We publish male-male erotic romance, and we also have two small imprints, Passion in Print, who does traditional male-female romance, and a small, very small imprint that does young adult and children's books. A lot of people question the motivation for straight women reading and or writing male-male. And it's actually boils down to 2 or 3 points. Number one, it can be viewed very similar as to how straight men prefer to watch two women in a porn movie, or their sexual fantasies go that direction because they enjoy women. And it's the same for women. It's pretty equal. We enjoy men. One man, two men are better than one. There's also the trope, there is no fragile woman who needs to be saved. There is no weakness in the partner. Writing it is really quite freeing because you're dealing, for the most part, on two equal characters. They have their own strengths, their own weaknesses, but neither of them is expected to be the frail rescuee, I should say. Things have changed, and there are a lot of strong women in romance literature, a lot of them done very, very successfully. And that's the playing field that we like. And to be honest with you, there is an element of titillation, of hotness, because of that male pairing. That you like men. It's very similar to men preferring to see two women, because it's exciting, and it's sexually satisfying to have that fantasy play out. And you have to be clear that romance is fantasy. The whole world is not made up of really hot, good-looking, intelligent, rich people who fall in love with each other. But that is the fantasy that most romance readers prefer to have. There's always a happy ending. It may take a long time for people to overcome their differences or obstacles, whether they be outside obstacles or obstacles within the relationship itself. And yes, male-male does offer new obstacles, such as intolerance and unacceptance of them being gay characters. When I started writing 17 years ago, although it was just beginning to be an interesting category of romance, it was very underpublished, understood, although there was a large readership for male-male erotic romance. Even at that time, RWA, which is the Romance Writers of America, had defined romance only as a romantic relationship between a man and a woman. And over the next few years, with the more authors who began writing the male-male, the interest in it, there was a large fan base of straight women who had been reading gay erotica because they really enjoyed the genre, but they missed the emotional, romantic elements within it. And when they found male-male erotic romance, which is mainly written by straight women, although we have a large authorship of gay writers, both male and female, who contribute greatly to it, the audience was switching over from the gay erotica to reading the romance to get that satisfying emotional high that they were looking for. For authors just starting out, I can't tell you enough how important it is to write what you want to read. There will be an audience out there for it if you end up being a quality writer. And you can't write to please other people. You can direct maybe to a certain audience, like if you're writing romance, you're going to write within the rules of romance. And you can budge them a little, but not 100%. But you have to be happy with what you've written. It has to be something that you would read, or it won't resonate with anybody, because every piece of literature or fiction, I should say, because I don't think I qualify as literature, puts out there as a piece of the author goes with it. And if you don't instill that piece of yourself in it, it's meaningless, and readers won't connect with it. And you won't have your sympathetic characters and your intriguing premise because it's cold, it's lifeless, it's lacking. So you really do need to write what you want to read and remember that a piece of you is going to go into it.